Well, welcome back to the channel. You know, they tell us as YouTube creators, stay in your own lane, don't talk about politics, don't talk about religion. And for the most part, I do that. Today, I gotta tell you, I'm pretty angry. I bought, like all of you do at times, a Chinese product. And I've had it about a year. It is worthless. I mean, I've had nothing but problems with it. It is meant to serve in a method that we all need, and it's not doing that. The construction is poor, the overall design is poor, and it just leads me to wonder, and the reason I brought up about politics, you know, there's all this talk right now about tariffs, and you know what? I'm not smart enough to figure it all out. But I'll say this, if tariffs mean that I gotta pay a little bit more, but it puts Americans to work, and it gives me a quality product, you know, then I'm all in. Because I am not a rich person. I can't afford to keep rebuying things because they break or because they don't do what they're supposed to do. So that's what this video is about. You've seen me in other videos talk about mistakes that I've made in product purchases. This is right there at the head of the class. Thanks for joining us. I want to show you what American quality and ingenuity can do. Take a look at this. Hey, if you enjoy our videos, we sure would appreciate a thumbs up. Right here. Thank you. So take a look at this. This is what American quality used to be like, and I believe can be again. This is a Zenith AM radio with a shortwave built in, which is really pretty cool. Shortwave used to be very, very popular years ago. And here's the best part. It works. Yeah. So I bought this like 2 to 3 years ago from a family. I found it on Marketplace, and Tess and I, my wife, we love all things old. And it was the original family that bought it. It was an older gentleman. I can't remember if he said it was his grandfather or father that bought it brand new, and he believed 1939. Now, what I find fascinating about this is if you think about it, in the 30s, 40s, and before television, this is where the family got all their news. This is where they heard about Pearl Harbor. This is where they got updates in World War II from the Pacific and the European theater and the death of FDR and so on and so forth. And it's not been refinished. It's the original finish. As I said, it still works. And this is what American workers can do. Yeah, so this is the product in question. It is a 30-gallon OMT fuel caddy. I purchased it from Amazon. It wasn't cheap, but I got it a little over a year ago, if I'm not mistaken. I did notice now, when I searched the same product under the OMT brand, it's no longer available on Amazon. You know, wonder why. It is also carried by Vevor. That's somebody we're all pretty familiar with. The exact same product. I wanted to buy some parts for it, so I contacted Vevor, and they told me, no, we don't sell any parts. So if something breaks on here, you just out of luck. I guess they expect you to go and rebuy it. I'm not okay with that. I'm not at all. I just showed you a few minutes ago the Zenith radio from 1939 that still works. That's what this country is capable of doing, producing quality products. I know there have been some issues with certain things over the years, but on a whole, I just went and visited my aunt yesterday, and she's in her 80s, and you go around her house, and they've got stuff that they've had for 20 and 30 years because it was purchased before this massive trade disparity that we have now. You know, once again, I'm not smart enough to talk too intelligently on these tariffs and that, but I can tell you this, from this consumer, I will pay more if it puts Americans to work and I can buy something that lasts. This particular product, this is a hand pump, leaks all over the place. Tell you what, don't take my word for it. Go on YouTube and search this caddy, and you'll find a dozen videos of guys showing how to repair this pump.
Now, when you take this apart, there's no need to take the pump apart. You'll see in a second. Just lift the, take the handle off, keep it flat, and then just lift this cover off. The first time I took this apart, I pulled all this out. You don't have to take that, but that's what it looks like. And as it goes around, it's sort of like a cam. And I guess
because inherently they leak. This is the fuel gauge, which doesn't work. Even if it did, it's so cloudy here to be able to look through, you can barely see. It's just a float in there. This hose has cracked on me. This is where you add fuel. It's a cheap plastic cover on it, going onto metal threads, and if you don't get them exactly lined up, you strip it out. The casters have fallen off. So here's something else too. Looking down in the fuel hole, those are little bits of metal in there. So I'm not sure where it's coming from inside the tank. There is a strainer that I use when I fill it, so I know it's not from the fuel. This is just unbelievable. It's just been a horrible experience buying this. And once again, I'm not a rich person. I can't afford to keep rebuying things, but I had to, right? I gotta have fuel. So let me show you what I bought. So this is made by Blackhorse Racing. It is 32 gallons. It is made for diesel. It is a diesel 12-volt pump. And here it is right here from Amazon. I paid $338 for it. Again, it has a 12-volt pump and a 13-foot hose. Just take a look at the quality here. This is the plastic hose end from the OMT. Okay, and this is from the Racehorse. It has an auto stop on the fuel filler, and it's kind of nice in that it has a place to be able to store the hose as well. It does have a cutout here. I imagine they use this same tank for guys that want to install like a bung pump, a hand pump. So that's why this is here. They also give you a pair of anti-static gloves. I'm a little unclear on this. This is an extra O-ring. I'm not sure what it's for. I'm kind of thinking it might be for replacement in one of these two fittings. I'm not sure. There's a vent here that they tell you should be open when you're using the equipment. Big, large wheels to go over rough ground. And yeah, I mean, it's just fantastic. So I'm going to combine this with the system that I already have of being able to draw the fuel from the 5-gallon containers into this. And let's check that out and see how that works. Got to go to the res to get some diesel, and a lot cheaper out there. And I'm going to get 25 gallons. So let's do that, come back, and let's check this thing out. So this is the Tonawanda Seneca Nation reservation gas station. There's $3.41. So $3.41 for diesel and $2.73 for unleaded here at the res. So I've not been able to figure out how to eliminate this step of lifting them. I mean, I guess what I could do is put a transfer tank in the truck and then I'd never have to move anything. I don't want to do that. I think the toughest part with 5-gallon containers is pouring them into the equipment, which that I don't have to do now with the new transfer tank. All right, so what I use is this pump. It has a supply line, and over there on the floor is a suction line, and that will go in the tank. And it really works good. You'll see just how fast it is. And I'm going to take all the caps off because I'm going to do this one after another. I've got 25 gallons here. I paid $85 for it at the res. And I think this system's going to go. The only thing I've not been able to figure out is how to keep from lifting these 5-gallon tanks at all. Obviously, they're light when they go on the truck. I thought about, I could palletize them and take them off with the tractor, but they don't like you to fill tanks in the bed of a truck. They want them on the ground, so that would defeat the purpose. So let's start the pump up. Then of course I'll be adding some diesel additive to anti-gel. It's still the end of February. I just want to be sure that we're not going to have any problem. So the reason I put these little stakes on here is to keep the hose from curling. And once it gets down to the very bottom, then I'll grab a funnel and just pour the last of it in. But I'm pretty pleased with how fast this goes. I'll speed this up for you guys so you don't have to watch the whole fueling process. Yeah, and by the way, obviously it's pretty self-explanatory with the little alligator clips that they give you, that the way most people are going to fuel it is by hooking up to your equipment battery, tractor battery, skid steer, whatever. I'm going to show you another way. All right, so now it's just a matter of pouring off the excess little bit that's in the tanks, which, that's it. Really does a good job. I'm wearing these gloves. I don't know about you guys, but I walk in the house and I hear, "You smell like diesel." How about this? So this is a portable battery jump starter, which comes with alligator clips. I've shown this on the channel before. It works fantastic. I keep it plugged in all the time, so if I need it, it's there. And you know what? I gotta be totally honest with you guys. I didn't think of this. I should have. My neighbor Chris had come over yesterday when I was messing around with this, and we talked about the alligator clips, hooking up to the tractor. He says, "Wait a minute." So over on my workbench, this over there, and yeah, this is a battery. This works great. So yeah, you could hook it up to the tractor, or you can use this. Let me show you how this works. So the easiest way that we found was to start with the pump off, and we're just going to go, obviously, red to red, black to black, just like so. Okay, and then you simply power it on. With this unit, you're looking for the blue lights, and then you push boost till you get a green light. So that's a lot simpler, I think, than hooking it up to the tractor, but either way is going to work. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. All right, so now I actually need to fuel the tractor, so let's take it over to the tractor and see how she does. Talking to my cousin the other day, and he was talking about his 4 Series, a little older 4 Series, and what he hates is that the fuel tank is right on the front hood. I love the way the 2038R is so easy to fuel. So, again, same process. I'll turn this on. Wait till the green light comes on. Got to get some air out. So you got to take the vent off. Okay, so now I'm also going to show you filling it using the tractor battery. The hose is plenty long enough, all the way up to the Caddy. And the alligator clip line is quite lengthy as well, so I've just got it hooked up to the battery. So let me show you the amount of flow. And I'm gonna stick it in, and I've got it locked full on. So let's see if it trips when it's full. It's supposed to. How about that? Trip just like it's supposed to. So that's the way things are supposed to work, right? The shutoff worked beautifully. Plenty of room on the hose, on the alligator clip cable. The Caddy wheels around the shop beautifully, no issues at all, even though it's almost full. It just does what I paid for it to do. I know $339 is not $1 million, but it's $339 to me that I had no intentions of spending, and just was unwilling to put up with the issues with the other transfer tank. I'm not trying to offend anybody that has different political beliefs. I don't want tariffs to hurt anybody, I really don't, but something's got to be done. We're so dependent on the overseas countries now. We don't make anything anymore like we used to. Makes us very vulnerable. I'll tell you another thing is they're talking about China stepping in with food for us. We can't let that happen. We cannot. We have to support the American farmer. We have to, at the very most, feed ourselves, because otherwise it makes us too vulnerable. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it, really do. If you have subscribed in the past, thank you very much. If you haven't, I hope you'll consider doing that. Sure would appreciate a thumbs up. God bless you all, and we'll see you next time on Tractors in Life.